recorded. All right.
Okay.
So can you see the glitter on my hand?
What's that for?
Glitter.
Oh, shit,
So if
yeah.
I'm doing this, like it will be glittery.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
flying everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
do
Obvious.
the magic. Okay, hi guys, welcome to Elfo Podcast. I'll be your today's moderator. I'm Beatrice, the digital marketing specialist in Elfo, and
I'm Savi. I'm the senior content writer here at elfo.
Hi, I'm Rizka. I'm the performance strategist at elfo.
I am Titus, the email and marketing automation executive.
so for today, we're going to be talking about quiet quitting. So basically, if you guys already know, quiet quitting means like doing just enough according to your job scope. And it's apparently a trend that has just started like very recently, like 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, like, what do you guys think about quiet quitting? Like, do you think it's something positive or negative?
Okay, all right. I think quiet quitting is a relatively new term. I believe, in my opinion, personally, I think that this has been going on for ages, but we really haven't found a proper term to categorize this,
Yeah.
and so it just passed all of us by. But I think quiet quitting is something that kind of unconsciously happens, and it's not necessarily a bad or a good thing, but I think it really depends on the individual and the situation, the
Yeah, that's
place, at the time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, to me, I think there are different perspectives from different people. Of course, from the perspective as an employer, you would wish all your employees are 100% engaged. So stretching out, doing all their best. But in reality, I think from the statistics from Gallup, it states that 50% of the employees, they are actually doing quiet quitting.
Yep.
So we cannot neglect the fact. So we have to look in the reality and see what is actually happening behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Rizka?
Well, yeah, for me, actually, it's depend also from the employer point of view. Of course, it's quite a bad idea, bad term, because, like for some company, actually, the competitive advantage is for their employee to go above and beyond of their job. But then we also need to look at the employee perspective, like why do they have this kind of trend right now? That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's true. Like, this trend is so recent, but unknowingly it has been happening all this while. Even back in the back days, like probably a decade ago or less. Yeah.
Yep.
So like, why do you guys think that people actually quite quit in the first place?
Oh my gosh. There's so many
Yeah,
reasons.
there's so many reasons.
I think let me just start first. I think maybe
Can.
a change of priorities.
Yep.
I think that can really be a reason why people, start to slowly disengage at work. People are not as committed as they used to be. Before, when they want to be the last one to leave the office, and now they're like, maybe among the 10th person to actually leave the office because maybe they have new responsibilities. Maybe they just got a child, a newborn baby, or maybe they have, they got married. So you start to think of other people as well, and you start to have different priorities. So it can be many reasons, but that I think is one of like the big thing that I see with the people around me.
Yeah, if people find the new meaning of life, it's more than work, right? Much more than work. It's like family. It's about hobbies and everything. So I think that's why the trend is coming up, because we find the new meaning of life. It's like more than work, and you should go for it.
Yeah.
Another reason why this phenomenon occurs, right, it could be because of the pandemic. So it actually accelerated the shift towards the mode of working remotely. So people tend to do everything, do house chores, stuff, the responsibilities at work, everything at the same place. So they could hardly differentiate between personal stuffs and the official stuff that they're going to do. So that might make people burn out and eventually lead to the quiet quitting, in my opinion.
Also, like a competition, because nowadays there's a lot of similar jobs, and back then, when you actually want to get a job, things were way much like harder. You know, to get a job, you've got to compete with a lot of other people, and there were
true.
very few jobs out there. You know, right now we have a lot of creative roles. You can, you know, you can do literally anything. You don't even need to go to an office to work. You have remote working. You have all this competition, and almost everybody that you meet on the street, they either have a graduate degree or they have some sort of, you know, expertise. They have skills, and they go for courses. So everybody is like on the same level as you, and you've just got to, there's a lot of things. Competition also. Maybe they find another job that can pay you better. That's why they quite quit until they really decide to, you know, goodbye company, and they clock out.
I agree with you, because actually nowadays there's so many options. If you don't want to work in the company, then you can self-employed. We have you know, like today there's so many YouTuber, there is so many Instagram celebrity, like
Influencer.
Influencer. TikTok is coming. You know, if you know you have option. If you don't want to work in the company, then you might self-employed and you know, like be successful in that, you know, field.
I guess that's like a different trend altogether. Trend of going from like working companies to like self-employed.
But I mean, the quiet quitting is because of you know, there's so many options as well. So that's
the
why,
competition.
you know,
Of course. So like overall, it's like basically the lifestyle that's been sort of like affected by the MCO, like what Titus just said. So I think it's from there that it became like a trend, right? Like the birth of the trend quiet quitting. So like, what do you guys think about like compared to quiet quitting in the current work culture as compared to the boomers era? Because the boomers used to be like really like workaholic. They purely think like you need to work hard. You need to, I mean, like you reap what you sow. So like the harder you work, like the more struggle you have, you get more knowledge and stuff like that. Like that's how you climb the ladder basically. So like what sort of like how do we come to today? Like what do you guys think about it compared to back then?
That could be also something that Driska and Sarita mentioned just now, because of the options has increased because of the pandemic. A lot of things go on digital, everything is online. You can do everything through virtually. You know, even the meetings doing it Zoom. So a lot of options already. So no longer like, okay, I have to stick to this job for the next like 5 years or 10 years. You know, boomers that have this kind of mindset, but the millennials or the Gen Z, right? We have a lot of options. So, so they might be doing quiet quitting because of there are much of options available. So
I'm gonna sound a little bit controversial, but actually I think it also comes back to the term hard work and work. You know, essentially, how do we categorize work? Like what is work and what is the value that it gives us? So back then, boomers, right? For example, you know, our dads, you know, our moms, our dads, and all that. They look at work as a way to value yourself. And I think they associate a lot of personal value to their dedication at work and their success in the job and everything like that. So they probably looked at the term work as something more than just a job, something more than just a way to get money. You know, they look at it more of like, this is how I am valued, and I have to be really good because I need to be the breadwinner of the family. So I've got to do the best that I can. So they look at work like something, you know, they've got to do more than what is required to be the best at an already competitive job. You know, so I think it's the way we look at work. Maybe these days, because of competition and because of, you know, there's obviously so many options. So if you fail in this job, maybe you can start your own business, or you can be an influencer, you can be a remote worker, you can, or even like, you know, marry rich. So there are many ways actually you can try to get money. So money can't really be the only motivation, I think, that people are quite quitting.
I think the mentality is pretty different right now. Like back then, I need to work straight up the ladder, I need to climb the ladder. Like right now, if you think about, I'm just going to work enough. It means like I'm not going to climb the ladder. Like as what you guys just said, because there are other opportunities out there, and you don't have to climb the ladder. You can probably have your own, you know, ladder. Yeah. So what do you guys think about the culture in elfo right now? Like based on this trend. So
Yeah.
Well, I think the working mode in elfo is quite flexible. We're in hybrid arrangements, so we only need to come to office like once or twice a week,
Yeah.
just for the employees to gather, face up, and
mm,
I think that would actually kind of motivate each other.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of just working remotely, people get to see each other, and
It's like scarcity, when something is exclusive, which is like, we only meet 2 times a week, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that makes us want to talk and want to engage with each other, because we only know we're only going to see each other 2 times a week. So, we're not always going to be there talking and, so I think that really helps.
I mean, to be fair, to be honest, there are definitely people doing quiet quitting in this company. I mean, it's everywhere,
It's
guys.
everywhere.
It's
Kansal.
everywhere. Like, you're not even going to sugarcoat that. But it's more like the underlying motivational force. For
Yes.
us here in elfo,
Yeah.
it's our team, it's really close, neat packed. So, like, we feel like home here. So, I guess that's sort of like our source of motivation to keep us coming to the office, although it's just like 2 days a week. But we feel happy like coming to office. Like it doesn't feel like it's going to be fully about work, because when you come to office we do mingle around a lot. So that's the culture in elfo that I pretty much like. Yeah, so even we do have quiet quitting here, but if in certain times where we are required to like work overtime, obviously you wouldn't say no. We will definitely still work overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for me, it's a very pretty much good balance to it.
Well, yeah, for me, in the quiet quitting trend, if we're talking about the culture in elfo, I would personally say that the management actually tackle this quite good, because why? Because we have really good manager that listen to us, engage with
Yeah,
us, because like from each of us over here, like each of us have different like priority, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, my priority is time with family. Maybe for Sevi is money. Maybe for Titus is also money. It's also money. But
be honest.
yeah, let's be honest. Like the manager is really listen to us well.
Yeah.
Our I would personally say the our team, our department, like when I said that, hey, I cannot come because I need to take care of my kids, my son, because they're not going to daycare, and they said, okay, that's fine, you can work from home. That what keep me motivated.
Yeah, that's
To
right.
give your all.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like once in a month I said, hey, like I have like this like stomach cramp, like can I not come to the office to work? I will just do my work from at home, and then the manager said, yes, of course, as long as your job is done, whatever. Yeah, so
Trust. I think
trust,
trust from the manager. It's a
trust from
big.
the manager,
It's a
yes.
very big
Yeah.
part that can actually stop you from quiet
Yeah.
quitting.
And also,
Yeah.
what I really like here is like they really respect your time. If
You
we
agree?
have if we have meeting at like 9 a.m. in the morning, and the schedule is 9 to 9:30, and then we're gonna have meeting like exactly at that time, and then if the it's not the meeting, like if the topic is like we can discuss it over Teams, over chat, then we're not gonna have that. That's what I really like. So we're not wasting our time on like
Yeah.
different meetings.
I mean, like we are
Okay,
pretty versatile, not like too rigid. Like it has to be
Yes,
certain
yeah,
systems,
yeah,
certain
correct,
formats, stuff
correct.
like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it all starts with like a very open-minded manager. We have a very open-minded
Yes,
manager who's willing
correct.
to listen. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the first good start, lah, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's all for today about our quiet quitting. So basically we think like we don't think quiet quitting is a good or bad thing. It's just something very based on individual. And also we couldn't deny the fact that it's currently literally the trend, and there's obviously a reason behind it. But yeah, we hope
Well,
you guys
No, I mean like for me, how okay. Sorry, yeah. For me, how you're gonna tackle this? Actually, you need to listen to your employee. What do they need? The manager need to engage. Like what keep the employee motivated. Because like quiet quitting is maybe they don't have really supportive colleagues. They don't have the guidance.
yeah.
You know.
They're not very motivated.
Maybe there's no career path in the company, so you need to listen to employee, and then if you can, you need to sort out the problem if you can.
Yeah.
I mean, like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
guess pretty much it.
Yeah, well, another thing that how do we like reduce this kind of quiet quitting could be still the managers like maybe
Yeah.
have more engaged communication, like two-way communications.
Mm.
We definitely go to understand their employees, talk more to employees, and see what are their goals in their careers, whether they on career goals or what are their current plans. So try to give space to more rooms for growth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
that's
employees.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, can I have something?
Yeah.
Well, for me, right, actually, like I'm not sure whether this is common practice in Malaysia or not, but I think the company need to look at the employee more than just a worker. They need to look at the employee as the investment.
I wouldn't really say that because usually people do say employers look at employees as like an asset. Yeah, we are the best asset of your company.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are also human and we have feelings. We will get worn out and stuff like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you are looking at us as the investment, then you will look at our
Pay more
feeling.
attention to
pay
our
more
needs,
attention
yeah.
to our needs.
Yeah.
If not, then I mean, what's happened right now. Like we know like what happened out there, right? And also, if you are a manager, you need to have really good skill as to manage people.
Yeah,
Not
that's for
just as
sure.
the manager, just work with data and all.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to really have good skill to manage people.
People skills. Yeah.
Because you're like, even if you're a manager, even if you have a fancy title,
Yes.
if you don't manage and if you don't understand that your employees are all human beings with their own needs, with their own timelines, you can't really tap into their potential. You can't really maximize the value of those employees.
Yeah.
And also another thing is, I know this sounds a little bit like, like we're complaining. It's almost as if, when a question like this comes up, it sounds like the Gen Z or the millennials, they have so much to talk about. We have all this opportunity, but we can't really stick in a job. We can't really maximize our potential. But actually, it's also on the employee's part as well, because the employee needs to also decide, is this job where I want to really showcase my talent?
Yep.
Like, am I really being used to my max right now?
Yeah. So it all boils down to the way you're being treated in a way lah. Like
True. I mean, nobody wants to stay in a place they are not treated well.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a really good employee, as in like I'm really talented, I can give you really good work, but you're not giving me the proper rewards that I need or my needs that I need. So I would rather find a different company that could give me that, So like this is how you're not, or it could be that employee could be better, but you don't give them like proper training. In that sense, like if the employee is a really fast learner, so it's in a way like how would you like what Savvy has said just now, to tap into the employee's potential to maximize it. So to maximize basically your asset or your value of your company.
Yeah.
So
Because I somehow also believe that you hired that person, you hired that employee for a reason. And so why would you let your investment go to waste?
Yeah, that's true.
You've got to try to tap into that person's potential.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But either way, so we've all discussed and we found out basically the root cause of quiet quitting is usually being demotivated on the employee's part, and also sometimes we felt like we are not being heard enough. So perhaps the way that we could go about this is to maybe have more like what Tyler say, like one-on-one discussions with the managers, or to probably get things being like effective communications, transparent and settled.
Healthy communication.
Healthy communication. Yep. So we hope today's episode that you guys have learned something, at least a little bit about quiet quitting. So that's it. For today.
Oh, don't forget to follow us on social media.
And for our next episode. Yep.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.